Mobile OS issues, security and networking. In this lesson, we're going to cover security related issues on mobile devices. We're going to get a good grasp on security issues and concerns and common symptoms that you should recognize, and more importantly, the steps to resolve these issues. The Android package or APK source. The Android package or the APK is a developer file format for installation of Android applications. When developing an Android application, the developer will sideload the application, usually using an Android tool such as the Android Debug Bridge or the ADB. The ADB will allow the developer to install the APK directly onto a device that they're testing with. So when a developer has a final product and they want to publish it to the Google Play Store, there's some steps involved. They would upload it to Google Play, and Google Play will review the app and rate the content. They will ensure that the ABK is not malicious, and when it passes, it will be trusted for installation. This means that the public can download this app from the Google Play Store. Now, if something were to happen with the app and its status changes and violates the terms of service, it could be banned from Google Play. So, whenever you install an APK from an untrusted source, you allow potential security issues onto your device. If an APK is not available from a trusted source, the publisher may have been removed or banned from Google Play. Now, unless you can verify the legitimacy of the app, it's advisable not to install it. And again, by installing APKs from untrusted sources, you run the risk of security concerns. Developer mode. Developer mode on Android allows access to many settings. These settings could be a security concern. To access this area, you will go to the Access Developer Mode. You'll go to About, Phone, Software Information, and tap Builds Information 7 times. Apple's latest iOS does not have a developer mode. Development functions can be made through the Xcode software. Root access and jailbreak. These terms that when you hear these, you're meaning attaining a special access in the Android and Apple iOS that you can change various aspects of the operating system, like turning on premium features or flashing new firmware for the device. Root access is associated with Android, and jailbreak is associated with the Apple iOS. Now, in Android, once you flash a new firmware, you'll no longer have patch management from the hardware vendor for your phone. This will affect the Google Play Store as well, because you will not be able to obtain, in some instances, new updates for the apps. In Apple iOS, when you jailbreak a device, you obtain a higher level of access to the iOS. In jailbreaking device, you want to access premium features such as adding photo modes or hiding apps or installing new features on old devices. Jailbreaking is a security concern because you are modifying the operating system of that phone. Malicious software can be installed, and because of this, it's at a higher level. It can be hidden behind the scenes, and you may not know it. It's best to use the operating system that's shipped with your mobile device. And in many cases, if a device has been jailbroken or rooted, it can't be reverted back to stock, meaning you can't take that device back and return it. Bootleg or malicious applications. A malicious application is any application with malicious intent for the user or the users of that device. You can find malicious applications on both Android and Apple mobile platforms. You can identify a malicious app by reviewing its permissions and contrasting it with its functions. For example, if you download a camera application and it asks to record calls, you may know something that's not um, eh, totally correct there. There should be some suspicion when you should revoke the permissions and potentially uninstall the software. The obvious security concern for malicious applications is that it has excessive permissions or too many permissions to your data and your organization's data. Now, periodically, you should check this, and review the permissions each application have on your device. Another rule of thumb to look for is when you click and think of a security concern before issuing the software. Now, a bootleg application is an application that gives you premium services, usually for free or very little money. It has been cracked or nullified to remove the digital rights management. Bootleg applications can be found for a number of premium mobile apps, and they're generally in the form of an APK. Now, bootleg applications usually contain malicious software because that's how bootleggers make their money. Now, this goes back to as far as verifying the source of the application and being cautious about your installations that you're putting on your mobile device. Application spoofing. Malicious applications spoofing a legitimate software. This is a malicious app disguising itself as a legitimate software. And again, this is more prevalent in mobile applications, but it occurs both in Apple and Android devices. Now, this would have the same security concern as far as access to personal and organizational data information. So to prevent app spoofing, verify the publisher. Look for the number of downloads. If it's low, it may be a red flag that this may not be a legitimate software. Also, read the reviews. Common symptoms that you will see on your mobile devices. High network traffic can be a symptom of a security concern. Stolen data from a device or relayed through. Close apps and clear the cache and data. Sluggish response time, possible malware or virus. Check the antivirus or the anti-malware system or software on your device. Data usage limit notification could be a security issue. High and malicious traffic spying on your data. Identify the normal usage that you normally have, and verify what's normal, what's not normal. You may have to install a mobile firewall as well. Limited internet connectivity. So this may not be more of a security concern or security issue, but it could be reasons related to a firmware issue or a radio issue on that device. Check the Wi-Fi. Make sure there's no proxies that's proxying your connections. No internet connectivity. If all connectivity has been checked and it could be malicious at that point, you want to check with your antivirus or anti-malware software. Run a scan that device and see if anything pops up. Worst case scenario, factory reset or restore the device to the original status. If you're getting a high number of ads, this is security related. It could be a malicious purpose here. Uninstall newly added apps or do a factory reset. Fake security warnings. This is malware, more than likely. Factory reset and install anti-malware if it's not already on that device. Unexpected application behavior may be an indication of malware or some type of security issue going on that device. So you want to scan for malware here. Leaked personal files or data. When data is accessed by unauthorized users or from stolen devices, you want to take a approach of layered security here, meaning encrypting your devices, using antivirus, anti-malware. This is different layers of security that you would put on your device. If this is a phone that belongs to an organization, they may want to implement a mobile device management system. That's a system that's deployed to manage mobile devices and control what data is accessible and what data is not as accessible. And it also does a remote wipe if that phone is lost or stolen. So we looked at security concerns on your mobile devices. We looked at the security concerns that come through jailbreaking and rooting the phone with the developer mode and the APK source packages, bootleg and malicious applications, and also application spoofing, and those common symptoms what to look for in your mobile devices. I want to thank you for joining me with this lesson, and I will see you in the next lesson.